Hey guys, what's up? It's the Base Damage Podcast. I am Kool-Aid here with
Schmmo
and
Matt Brown
and
8-Ball.
What's up, y'all? Podcast number 9? Yeah, 9. I had to look at my notes. A couple announcements, then we're going to get into the newest set that has now been translated. Thank you, Heart of the Cards, for the people who work there for doing all the translating and whatnot. Thank y'all. First off is we finally did the collaboration with Waifu Wars, one of the other Vice tubers. I don't know what you call them. Anyway, but it was really cool. It was me, it was us, Waifu Wars, and like 4 other people as far as like from different channels, and all just discussing various stuff between the new what we feel is how the meta is going to be affected at the beginning of the year and whatnot. And it's a really cool group of people, and hopefully we're gonna have another one at some point, but I don't know.
Just don't call them white tubers again. Please.
Weiss tubers.
I know, but don't call them white tubers.
Okay, well I've heard people say like Yugi tubers before for the Yu-Gi-Oh people.
So we're white? That's kind of racist.
I mean,
what if I'm black?
One of them in there was Mexican. I don't care.
What if Phil's like Puerto Rican? Like, what are you gonna?
If you vote for me,
Castro's dead.
all
I'm
your
sorry.
bodies deans
Cuba. I know.
God dang it.
Anyway,
too soon, man. Too soon.
Rest in peace.
And really, the only other like big piece of news as far as one before I continue, please check out the Waifu Wars channel. I can actually I'll put a link in the description for the podcast collaboration that was done. Just please listen to it. Please check them out. The dude's awesome, straight up. Shout outs to you, Bentley. Also, I might have something at the very end because he had a question for you, Kyle, and I'll mention that in a little bit. But supposedly the national champ, I don't know how valid this is for like the Japanese format, but supposedly it was a guy named Steve Chu I don't know where this was at. I had to look it up, but he was running DeCapo. So, yeah. But so I know it's Japanese format because I saw DeCapo and I'm like, oh well, never mind.
Mr. DeCapo.
So you probably can find it on like the Vice International Facebook page or something or other. I don't know. Anywho, basically we're gonna be doing this. This is gonna be a little mini series for podcasts. I say mini, but we're shortening it down first off. But we're actually gonna be talking about a couple during the course of a couple podcasts about the new Love Live set that dropped. I figured, might as well like talk about some of the stuff that's been going on for it. Mostly because, from what I've been told, you can't mix sets with it. So if it was like just another Love Live set that was coming out that you could splash in with any of the already existing Love Live cards,
that is a game changer.
That would be weird. But yeah, no, it's you can't bring in any of the other fucking 4 sets that we have.
That's really odd, because can't you bring in stuff from the other Fate for?
Well, you can, but. I don't know. It's just weird.
Okay, so
you can't bring in those the Fate Zero and Fate Unlimited Blade Works for Prisma Ilia, even though it's the same series.
That's fine.
So I'll give my spin on this because we talked about this before off podcast mic thing, whatever you want to call this. But Fate Zero and Fate Unlimited Blade Works, same world, same place.
Yes. You and Timmy messaged Bushiroad and was like, okay, can we mix these 2 sets kind of thing?
Yes.
Sorry.
It was same universe, some of the characters from Zero moved on to Unlimited Blade Works.
Saber, Ren. Because Ren was like a little kid. Adorable.
Yeah, Shiro technically because he was at the end.
And
Ren's sister, purple hair, can't remember her name.
Not her sister, but
yeah, they're technically sisters. Did you not?
There was cousins or something like that.
No, I think they were sisters.
Anyway, Sakura.
Yes, her. Then
that crazy.
The bitch. Assassin, not the
Archer.
No,
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
Yes,
I'm talking about person, like actual person. I can't remember his name. The guy who's like the priest during Unlimited Blade Works.
Kodamine, yeah.
Yes. See how many people carried over into the series?
Quite a few people, yeah. That's understandable.
Unlike Love Live and
However,
Sunshine,
Ren carries over into Prisma Ilia.
Ilia carries over.
Shiro carries over into it. Ilia, of course. It's whatever.
But those Zero and Unlimited Blade Works are in the same universe, same. Almost just 10 years apart. That's all they are. Meanwhile, none of the original 9 girls are in Sunshine. As far as we know of, at least, as of right now.
The only recurring quote-unquote one was Marie.
Yes.
So, spoiler alert. That's actually another thing. Through the series of these podcast talking about that. Spoiler alert if you have not watched the anime.
But the only thing that they can tie to them is they look up to Muse, and then Rinko's from the same high school, but just after they graduated. Yeah. So there's really no tie to them.
Which apparently, I was rewatching the episodes, that she didn't even know. That,
yeah, she's like, know.
She's like, yeah, I went to Otonokizaka,
and I know they were.
You realize Muse was at your school. They were from your school. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was too busy playing the piano.
I just know they're known for music.
So basically, she's like the Maki character.
Kind of, sort of.
She's like a weird mix, but I'll get into that later.
I was going to say, what I told him is there's traits of all 9 of them in all of them.
It's like you could almost like mix personalities together, and it's really cool.
So based on what I'm hearing, she's a little bit of Hanukkah and a little bit of Maki. At the very
she's
least.
More like Umi and Maki for Rika.
I was thinking Hanukkah because Hanukkah's an absent-minded little twit.
Well, that's it.
But
anyway,
well, I mean, Otonokizaka, I didn't know that.
Let's get back on topic. We're going off topic.
It's all good.
And people don't.
But we're getting the trial deck and the booster pack in February.
On the bright side, I won't get stood up on Valentine's Day. Damn it, people.
Hashtag Persona 5. And if this ends up going well, we're going to try to do the same thing with P5. Good. When that drops, when the set comes out and translates.
I'll be on top of that.
In fact, it'll probably take more. Like I just enjoy the analyzing, the discussion, and whatnot. So it'll be a fun little thing. But for this first one, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the trial deck because I think there's like 2 cards that are worth mentioning, personally, and then we're gonna talk about basically all of the first years for this one, which is all the yellow cards for the booster set, based around Ruby, Yoshiko, and Hanamaru. So apologize if you don't like those, but you might want to listen to some of these effects and how they can tie in. Because at the end of all of this, maybe we're doing like a 4th podcast or something like that after we talk about each of the years, I'm going to try to wrap it up and try to like kind of piece together how everything works and potential overview plus really a potential deck that you could make out of it. I mean, we only got one set so far, it's whatever. But for the 2 cards that from the trial deck that I feel can be potentially applicable, mostly because there's usually a card from most of the trial decks that is worth money because people actually have to buy the trial deck just to be able to get the damn card because it's not printed in the booster. Kantai was the only exception that I can think of because Clumsy Girl Inaduma was in the trial deck and in the booster pack. That's the only one I can't think of that doesn't follow this, but most of the time you can't find some of these cards from the trial deck in the booster. For this one, they're both level 0s, which is usually how it goes. The level 0 is your Heart Shining Yoshiko, which on play you pay 2 and you search for a music character in the deck.
Not bad.
In case you didn't know, yes, music is the trait for this again, duh. And the level 0 is your Heart Shining Hanamaru. It is a yellow, it's a 3500 overpowered thing, and it just straight says your other characters can't side.
Other characters.
Other characters
so
can't
she
side.
She can side.
She can side, and I really don't care about that, depending on, like, one, even if she's, like, the only character swinging for a little bit, that doesn't matter. I feel she could be potentially applicable because I don't see that as big of a downside, especially if you play like 2 of them plus assist or something back row. This is also only at level 0. You're not going to be there for that long.
That's true.
Unless, you're people like Andrew, right? But, yeah, for the most part, I don't feel that you're going to be at level 0 long enough for that to really matter.
You're right.
Excuse me. So having a 35 that has really no drawbacks other than your other characters can't side, but if you play some overpowered beat stick stuff, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I feel she'll be applicable at some point. But let's see.
I have
the page
multiple things pulled up.
We'll actually do like a little bit of a round type thing. I'll let other people like read off what the effects do.
Well, I have 3 cards that I specifically would like you to talk about. On the first years.
On the first years?
Yes, I have 3 cards.
You have 3. Write down the number real quick, and we'll mess with that. I'll go through explaining stuff. Basically, okay, from the set, I'm going to talk about each of the level 3s first for each of the girls, because you're going to want to have those and then build around it. As far as if you did just a first year deck, I'm not saying everyone's going to do that. It's whatever. But The level 3 Hanamaru is also, there's like one from each color that can come out a level early. She's a level 3 that gets -1 level if you have 2 or less climaxes in your waiting room. She heals on play, so early heals at level 2, also fun. And if Alzora Jumping Heart is placed, you can put 1 music character from your waiting room to your stock, and then she gets plus 3,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn, which she starts off as 95. So, yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, it's got a level assist, which is always good. It's an odd level assist, though.
Yeah. I mean... Wait, level... No, not level...
I consider those level
You said
assists.
level assist. No, level assist is where you have the back row and it gives characters a buff in front.
I
You
know,
talk
but-
about calling out early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's useful.
It's not Titans, right?
It's not Titans.
It's smart if you do it right after you shuffle, like refresh.
Yeah, exactly.
There's you can do strategies around it.
Which there are some cards that mill for this, like one in particular we're definitely going to talk about that I thought was really cool. It's kind of like a Winter Moment Akatsuki-esque from Kantai, so I thought that was interesting. Plus it changes, but we'll get into that. The level 3 Yoshiko, Koi ni Naritai Aquarium. I hope I didn't butcher that pronunciation.
Midsummer Aquarium?
Huh?
Is it? I think is it?
That's further.
translated
It's
Midsummer?
further up. I don't know what it would be changed. Just
There's a whole lot of Midsummer Aquariums in here. Which one are you looking at?
it's the yellows up top. It's for the Yoshiko is literally number 1 up there. No. Okay, so that's not it.
I got
Sorry.
it right here.
But see, on play, I actually really think this effect is really cool. On play, return one of your opponent's characters to their hand, and then she gains 2,000 power until end of turn.
That's not bad at all.
I mean, sure, you got like fucking darkness or golden darkness that's gonna be like, oh, I can't be targeted by shit. Herp, derp.
Well, I like it's for a rare. It's pretty. I'd say it's pretty.
She was a rare.
Yeah, she's a single rare. And then the other skill is auto pay 1, discard a card from your hand into your waiting room. When this card attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, all your music characters gain plus 500 power and an extra soul.
That's dirty.
That's exactly what the level 3 Asuna that's mostly being run in for the regional, like topping regionals, the SAO decks that do well in the regionals. They were Asuna's commanding strength. Like, she has one ability, and I forget what the first ability is, but that's the ability that people more run her for is, well, I ain't got a climax I'm dropping right now, swing with this, give a soul across the board as if I had a climax anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, that copies that, essentially. That's really cool. I don't know if hers was the exact payment. I could be wrong. But, random bouncing of a character. I thought that was funny. Even if they have something in the front row that can't be targeted, I'm sure I'll bounce your assist that's in the back row, and now I'm going to get over your shit.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, that you can bounce Hatsukaze, Matt.
Yes. Get that bitch out of here.
Get that drunk out here.
He's a get your trigger. Yeah.
She is more interesting than the other one, in my opinion.
Of course. I mean, being able to play early, plus something else I noticed as far as the climax combo.
The heals at level 2 are good, though.
The heals in general is whatever, but it's really interesting. Then the level 3 Ruby, just Ruby Kurosawa. The turn she's played, she has a cancel burn of 1. So if her damage, the turn that she's played to the stage, her damage gets negated, you can try to burn for 1, which is always fun, especially if you're able to hit another climax off of that. When a climax is played, she gets 1,500 power.
Not bad.
Are we talking about the Ruby?
The Ruby. Yeah, I just said the Ruby.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Sorry.
Quit looking at porn, damn it.
I can't help it.
It's Nozomi porn. You know he's addicted to that shit.
True too. And then I gotta check something real quick. I think it's an act. Hold on, I wanted to check to see if it was a act. Yeah. You pay 2 and choose her and another character, and they both get +1 soul.
That's good too.
So you don't particularly have to play that, but as far as like pay for that ability, I'm glad it's like an optional thing.
Sure.
But that's really useful if you absolutely need to be able to push for damage. But between that, the Yoshiko, and all that, you could get everything buffed up so high. It's really cool. And then we're gonna go through a couple. 7, 12, 16. We're gonna go through a couple. I had wrote down actually both number 7 and number 12. I hadn't wrote down 16, so.
Okay. Well, 16 is personal preference.
All right, I'll write that down. Anyway, and then. Okay, so as far as those level 3s go, if you which of those do y'all prefer the most?
I personally would probably use the Yoshiko or the Hanamura.
Okay.
I'd say the second. The one that, the plus 500 is whatever, but the plus soul all the way across the board is not bad.
I mean, I've seen some character battles where 500 made the difference.
Yeah, sure.
But
I mean, that will help, but it's not going to change games that often. I'm saying, but
it is if you're able to
soul,
kill your opponent's characters.
So
Even ramming them, that will help.
Plus, at level 3, it could be 1 damage could change the entire game. So if you can play her, use that effect to make every swing for game, even if you do take a little more risk, it cancels. It's still the pressure. I'm a swing for game. You're just gonna cry if you trigger a double crit or something.
Yeah.
My thing is, depending on what kind of style I'm going for. If we go back to one of my older decks, the blue-green deck that I had, this the Yoshiko is pretty much the same as the Maki, just reverse order of the climaxes.
Yeah.
For Maki, it was 6 or more.
Yeah.
But with the Yoshiko, wrong one. Hanamura, that's what I'm talking about. Ignore what I was just saying before.
Oh, no,
Hanamura. It's 2 or less. So I would use that. I would try and force myself to refresh faster with her in my hand, and be like, all right, there you go. I'm on 2. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this 3 out real quick.
Yeah.
And then obviously, with the get your full field up, then you do the climax combo.
Yeah, absolutely. Which you mentioned. One thing I wanted to also say. So far for this set, no green.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's just blue, red, and yellow. There's no green yet, so that's interesting because you got to think, what's the most famous effect from green that y'all hate for me doing? Clock shoot.
Yeah.
Kyle's like, wait.
I can't say anything. Nozomi has clock shoot.
Yeah, but she's green. I'm saying, what other stuff do you know outside? It's a dreaded thing that everyone hates, just straight up. And I just remember the one time that we were on the stream for one of the tournaments or whatever, and Tim had it pulled up on his Vita out there, and y'all saw me playing, and I dropped the 3 Akagi Kais, and he just starts yelling, "Clock shoot OP!" He starts freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wait, who said that?
Tim Simmons?
Tim.
Moroku. He was. Yeah. He was just like, oh my god, because I was playing Timmy. And
oh, poor Timmy.
I literally just clock shoot every single character. He's just like, oh my god, you're shitting me.
I've got 3 confirmed damage.
Yeah, and that was game. Like that, all of those were confirmed.
Oh yeah.
Like he was exactly 3 off from this. So yeah, it's the fact of that's not in this. It makes me wonder how if that will affect people's choices for if they want to do it.
They're getting a lot of plus soul, and they're as we've seen, they're already getting some nice cancel burn.
Yeah, that's just off of this alone, and that's really cool. Like the cancel burn versus like on swing or on reverse confirmed, like I try to burn for 1 or whatever. That's whatever. So it's interesting options even just at yellow. So, but going through the effects, let's see, the first one, I basically wrote down the number, so if y'all want to read it yourself, like I said, this is on Heart of the Cards under the card translations. The first one, literally, card number 1, Alzora Jumping Heart Yoshiko. Her first effect is when she attacks, you can choose a character, and that character gets 500. That's whatever. But she's a runner. Start of your opponent's attack phase, you can mill the top card of your deck. If it's a music character, you can move her to an empty slot in the front row. So runner right off the bat. I mean,
deck thinning is a thing.
Deck thinning's a thing.
Keep your character.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, might as well, and that's
What's her
interesting.
power?
Her power's only 2,000, so that's whatever.
That's still not bad for a runner.
Though. Okay. We had to bounce a little bit because we're going to come back to the number 2, but I got to go to card number 5 first, which is still a ruby, but it plays into the next one. The Koi ni Naritai Aquarium Ruby. This is the one that's it's a level 1 Winter Moment Akatsuki. On play, discard a card, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose a music character, add it to your hand, put the rest in your waiting room. So, and then when School Idol Project, which is one of the climaxes, is played, you can pay 1, send her to the waiting room, and then you can choose 1 Alzora Jumping Heart Ruby, which is the second one on the list, which we're going to go back to, and you can put it on the same slot that she was on.
So it's like a odd change effect.
It's a very interesting one. That first effect of the mill after running about 4 different decks that have that effect, it's so useful. It sets up so many plays, and one, it changes from the waiting room. So if you happen to mill off the level 2, it's a level 1 that changes into a level 2. If you happen to mill that off for the effect, or discard it for the cost, it doesn't matter. You set up. And then it's only 1, which I think the level 2 that she changes into is a 2 cost.
By the way, the
What's that?
School Idol project is actually an event.
No, it says placed in the climax zone. There is an event for it, but there's also a climax.
Yeah, there's also. I was asking that earlier.
Yeah. You're cool.
Because I saw it in the list on the trial deck.
Yeah.
They had it listed as an event.
Yeah, there is an event in the trial deck. You're correct. The level 2 Ruby, which is Alzora Jumping Heart.
She looks cute, actually.
She's adorable.
Totes adorbs.
Who, her?
Her. Who is that?
He's talking
Which
about
one?
Chica. I still have
Oh,
Sunshine
Chica?
pulled up.
That's the Hanukkah of the series.
Yeah.
The mindless twig.
He just, it's the honkers.
She looks cute though.
Agreed.
They're honkers.
But it's whatever.
Don't you patronize me, boy.
Which one is this one?
Which one?
Which card is this one? What number is it?
Number 2.
Deuce.
It's a level 2 cost, but if you could bring it out with this climax combo for a 1 cost, I thought that was really, really cool. She's a 65 power normally, 2 soul. But for each of your other music characters, she gets 500.
Not bad. Not bad.
So full field, 85, level 2 at like level 1, like just to start off with like
with 2 soul.
With 2 soul.
And that's assuming you don't have something else in the back row or even on the sides of the front row that beef her up even further.
That's true.
Bitch gets big. Early.
Yeah, put her in the center stage and you get something like some of the Hanaya cards in my first year deck that give 500 to whoever's in the center.
Yeah,
Any assist,
I've seen some that give like 1,000 to the middle
stage.
center. Yeah. So
I have yet to see that, but you get a couple of those on either side of her and 2 assists in the back. She can be a monster.
Get huge. Second ability is when she's placed on stage from the hand. So if you're just paying the 2 cost, if you have 4 or more other music characters, you can choose a music character in your waiting room and put it in your stock. So she pays for half of her own cost. And then
Chances are you're going to get her for 1 stock then.
Yeah. At the start of each player's attack phase, this is where the change comes in interesting.
Oh god.
If the level 1 that changes into her is in the waiting room, for the turn she gains 1,000 power and she can't be chosen as the target of opponent's effects.
See, that's dirty. Okay.
That is extremely dirty.
They're getting.
I'm sorry, dropping like all of those beginning of the attack, like just be funny. Drop 3 of those. Beginning of the attack phase, I have 1 copy in the waiting room. You're not compassing any of my shit.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny and thought that was really cool.
The amount of stuff that you can get away with without having to do climax combos is getting kind of silly nowadays.
The fact that, if you would see what the climax combo for that, or the climax is for that, like what the stats are of it for the School Idol project.
I'm trying to.
You're cool. Take your time.
It's probably a 1K 1-shot trigger.
I saw it earlier. Hold on.
It's all good. I mean, it's further down. It's whatever. Anyway, the next card is number 7 that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, no, wait, no, I just got off of it. No, hold on, I got it back.
I caught him off guard.
Okay, you were telling me to do 2 things at once.
You're welcome.
Okay, all right.
I'll look for the climax. You talk about that one.
Yoshiko, I can never pronounce her last name. Tsushima. Okay.
Tsushima.
For each marker under this card, she gets 1,000 power. It's a continuous effect. When your battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put the top card of your, it says library, under this as a marker. So basically, you reverse your opponent, you get a marker every time.
Okay.
The second skill is what made me really like her.
Or if someone rams into her.
Yes, or someone rams into her. Same fun fact, Idol Otaku Nico, her clock shoot works that way as well. Just if your opponent gets reversed. Fun fact. Okay.
Yeah.
Her skill that made me think about, like, I want to use her some way is discard 2 cards from your hand to the waiting room. When this card becomes reversed in battle, if you have 4 or more other music characters, you may pay the cost. If so, rest this and reverse the opponent.
Yeah. That's why I wrote her down as, like, something I want to talk about.
Damn!
You fucking with me? Nope.
I ain't fucking with you!
No, she's the
Perfect.
second year. We're not messing with her just yet.
God damn it.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
I mean,
The
you're
uniform
cool.
finish. I mean,
That's the one.
She's actually kind of cute.
No, not Yoshiko. Yoshiko has like a Chunibyo syndrome thing going on.
What the hell does that mean?
I'll explain it to you later.
Oh my god.
That was
Are you
not a
leaving?
bad anime.
Oh,
but-
are you leaving?
Timmy,
Yeah, I am.
say hi for the
Come
podcast.
here.
Hello, podcast people. How's it going?
Let's go, fabulous, bro. Just talking about
Right.
some Love Live up in here.
Some
You
Love
got the
Live.
new
So, new sunshine.
Sharing the love and the live.
Oh, it's a new Love Live set now?
Yeah,
Sunshine.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
So, Joe, how much money you spending, buddy?
He hasn't finished the series yet. We'll know at the end. I'll let you know.
It depends.
I'm gonna have to go home and watch this shit now.
How much have you
Because you
watched?
kind of got me curious.
There's 13 episodes. I'm on episode 10.
Oh, okay.
I decided to
Made
binge watch
progress.
it
All right.
last night.
You said you're bouncing.
All right, yeah.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Let me actually reach in here on the edge of the
Bye.
table here.
There you go.
I'll talk
Fist
to you
bumps
later.
all around.
All right.
All right. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But no, there's one of the second years. First name is literally spelled Youou. You.
And then
Joe Watanabe.
someone was making a joke, and I was like, "Oh, thank you for putting me in the top 10. I appreciate this."
I know, right?
I was like, "Oh."
Oh. But yeah, she's interesting, and I just the only downside is the fact that she's a 2 cost. She
It's worth
saves
it, though.
herself.
She has 2 souls though.
It's gonna make people. I honestly don't care if my character gets reversed and I'm able to reverse her.
Hey, let me
Because
put this against your Ilya Berserker.
no, I don't care because you're dropping 2 cards from your hand.
He's got a point there.
That is, if it was like pitch 1 card and pay 1, I'd be all over this.
See, I feel like there's other stuff in the deck. I haven't
I mean,
really-
yes, there's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be other stuff, but
No, I'm talking about that can help with this.
It's like burning
Possibly.
Abyss. You know, you put the cards in the graveyard
Put
and
the
you get
cards
the
in the
effects.
graveyard.
then you get the things that you want.
yeah. Okay, but let's see. Next is number 10. Is hopeful newcomer Yoshiko. When this card becomes reversed in battle, and you have 2 or more other music characters, you can pay 1 and send her to the memory. If so, draw up to 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. Interesting little hand fix
That's not
there.
bad.
It really isn't that bad, especially if you want to set up plays. Really interesting little card there.
Looks like they made a bit of a mistake in the English flavor text.
Was that?
I
Oh
think
yeah.
It's supposed to be for, not from.
Oh yeah. Anyway. Flavor text is the thing. Also, you're going to like card number 11, Kyle, because Ruby's dabbing out.
Dabbage.
Number 11, he went like gopher mode, just like where?
Oh my god, she is.
Yeah, she's dabbing out.
Holy hell.
It's
God,
really cute.
dang it.
I know.
Damn it, Ruby.
She's a level 0. When this card is placed from hand to stage, you can pay 1 and discard a card. If you do, search your library for 1 music character added to your hand. Doesn't have a level restriction or anything, so that'll be fun. It's an uncommon. I don't know if we'll still get it as an uncommon, but I like that.
That's good for level 0.
Absolutely. I mean, that's good for really any build you want to do with as far as level 0, but at any time, just boop, hand fix a little bit, and then search for whatever the fuck you need.
Oh yes. We know exactly what you know exactly what you're talking about since you do the contest.
Yeah. The cancer tie.
Cancer tie.
Next is number 12. So
Hold on.
I'm
distracted.
He's
She's
busy.
a
He's busy
brainstormer.
looking for merchandise.
yeah, she's.
He's already looking for merchandise. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. So
Go ahead and buy out eBay for everything of Ruby, guys.
No, that's not Ruby. No. I'm not telling you.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. All right. So the second
Tell me
one
later,
that
Matt.
I want to talk about, because I find interesting as well, Tokyo coordinate Ruby Kurosawa. She's a global. Nope. Take that back. I read it wrong in the beginning. Anyway. Auto ability. This card ability activates once per turn. When you use a S ability,
Which is act.
Yes, it's act.
It's S means like startup
Okay.
for the Japanese, but it's act.
Choose one of your characters, and that character gets 500 power for the turn. The brainstorm, it's also a brainstorm, so it's good to have on the field overall. But the brainstorm is pay 1, flip over the top 4 cards of your library, and put them in a waiting room. For each climax revealed, search your library up to 1 music character, reveal it, put it into your hand,
And then
discard a card from your hand. So it's kind of you swap it out.
It's Takitsukaze from Kantai. I know I'm familiar with this effect. It's actually the fact that it's spammable
Yeah.
helps a lot. I really you don't see, but I'm just going to the Kantai build. You don't see but maybe 1, rarely 2 copies of Takitsu put in for this. But if you need a brainstormer, that would be the go-to. So this would be very interesting. It would
Oh
put in
shit!
there.
I've seen 7 climaxes in its turn too. I think I'm going to pay all my stock and push to refresh.
Exactly. Go ahead and get some shit out the way.
Plus, since you've already got those spare climaxes in hand already, let me pitch
If you
these
have
climaxes.
If you have spare climaxes.
Let
But
me
yeah.
pitch these climaxes for other cards I actually need.
Yeah. So good and really fun.
So basically, this brainstorm effect you can only use at the start of your main phase.
You
Or you can do it as many times as you want.
It's during the
I
main
can do
phase.
that,
It's an act, so you can play it as many times as you want.
Provided you can pay the cost.
Provided you can pay the cost. Exactly. So then 14, which is going to bounce into another card at 24. What's up?
No, I'm just looking.
Holy
Just
hell.
You. Okay.
There's a guy with a saxophone when you look up Monotonati.
There's a. Okay, but anyway. Number 14 is a level 1 Fallen Angel mode deactivated Yoshiko. She's 500 power, but she gets -1 level while on the stage, so she counts as a level 0 on the stage. When she's placed from the waiting room to the stage, if you have 2 or more other music characters from the waiting room to the stage, so if she gets brought out by the other card that I'm about to mention as well, if you have 2 or more other music characters, she gets 500 power and +1 soul for the turn. You can change in her. At the beginning of your climax phase, you may pay the cost, which is putting her into the waiting room, and you choose a Magical Eye of Fallen Angel Yohane in your waiting room and put it in the same slot.
Okay, so from what I'm reading from this, it's kind of like Urza from Fairy Tail.
Yes, the flame armor and the
Not Titania.
There's also a Ronko from Cinderella Girls that kind of does the same thing. So, yeah. And the level 1 Magical Eye of Fallen Angel Yohane is she can't side attack. She's number 24.
I got it.
When she's placed from waiting room to stage. See, this is another thing where you do the interesting little change abilities, and setting up with that level 1 Ruby would be really useful. If you have 2 or more other music characters, this turn gains 2,500 power, making her a 75 base damage. No, and all other characters get Little Demon as a trait. I don't know where that's actually applicable unless they put out like another set, but they get a trait.
Nah, bro. If everything on your field has potato, you win.
Right? I know, right?
You say potato, I say potato.
But
I say meat.
All I gotta say is watch Attack on
potatoes.
Titan, please.
At the start of your climax phase, you can send her to the waiting room to choose the other level 1 to
Okay.
You switch back and forth.
switch back and
So
forth.
she's a backwards
and
change.
when the other one comes
No,
out,
it goes back and forth.
If you
That's what I'm
literally,
saying. It's a
but it's
flip-flop
not
change.
like at the beginning of your opponent's turn. This is all during your turn.
turn.
So it's, well, which one do I want to be able to play? I'd rather be able to switch out into this other one. You mill how you need to between Brainstormers and the level 1 Ruby. And it doesn't require a climax combo, so you can switch out to, do I want to do more soul damage or do I want to kill something type thing. You can you can do a little bit of setup, and there's 0 cost to it other than having to send them to the waiting room.
oh yes.
So I thought that was really interesting. She can't side, but she's going to be fucking 75. She's going to be able to get over shit. It doesn't matter. So I thought that was cool. Now we're going to bounce back to 18. Let me find a place for Maru Hanamaru. What the weird.
That's a little bit bizarre.
I know. It's a level 2. It's a 65 for a level 2, which is low.
Yes.
But she gets bigger. If you have 3 or more other music characters, she gets 1,000 power and character encore. So then she becomes a 75, which is essentially the same stats, considering she's only 1 soul difference than the level 2 Goya from Kantai. And then when your other music character attacks, she gets 1,500 power till end of turn.
Not bad.
So 2 other characters attack, she's at 75, she'll become a 10-5.
Not bad.
With character encore, so you can still do some shenanigans.
I'll bring your level.
Shenanigans.
Exactly. Also, I looked at that climax for that Ruby. It's a 1K1 spin trigger.
1K1
Okay.
spin.
So yeah. You said you wanted to mention 16, and I bounced past that. I'm
You're
sorry.
fine.
Go ahead.
So this is more of a personal preference than anything.
Doll. This is adorable.
It's what is the name? Precious Friends Hanamura.
Hanamura, yeah.
Kun. Let's go call it Kun.
Hanamaru
Okay.
Kinikuda.
Kunikita.
Kunikita.
There's a character from Bungo Stray Dogs that's named Kunikita.
Oh my.
The dude with the book. Yeah.
The book.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm taking
Go.
a slow realization.
Go for it.
Okay, so Her continuous effect, if there's 3 or more, she gets other music characters. She gets plus 1,000.
So she can be a 7K cost 1 at level 1.
Yes. But the big thing is she can be a pusher.
Push it.
It's a climax combo. It's when we want to shine Hanamura, Ruby, and Yoshiko is placed in the climax zone. If this is in the front row, reveal the top card. If it's the music character, all your characters get plus 2,000. Plus the effect of whatever the climax is.
It's a yellow stock soul.
So you get 2,000 on a soul off the combo.
Essentially, to everyone.
To everyone.
That is an interesting little combo, and I do like that.
And that's more of a personal preference, because I can do shenanigans with that, and I can usually pull it out of my butt, and half the time it can save me, the other half it can
If it comes
screw
out of
me
your
over,
ass, probably shit.
like something did today.
Oh, sad face, your waifu shit. I'm just kidding. No, Nozomi's fabulous. Anyway. Shout through the heart, and Kool-Aid's to blame.
That wasn't him. That wasn't you that said it.
I don't care. I said Kool-Aid. That's me. Anyway,
Yeah, but you ain't the one that said
You're
that.
a big dude wearing a red shirt. We can't tell anymore.
Anyway.
Yeah, true. Get it?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Wait.
No,
Oh my God, he's still looking up porn.
Merchandise, bruh.
Merchandise.
Merchandising.
Okay.
He's looking for blow up dolls.
Next one is number 20 of Nozomi. It's a level 0 Hanamaru, Tokyo Coordinate Hanamaru. When this card is placed from hand to stage, you may pay the cost, which is resting a standing music character.
Yeah, okay.
And you can put the top card of your library into your stock, which I thought was useful.
Just don't worry about
Because
me.
it doesn't say it has to be on the center stage, right?
I hate to say it, but that body pillow.
No, you can tap anything. Like
So
if
you can tap.
you can
one
tap
in the
herself.
back row.
You can tap herself. It just
Damn.
says one of your other standing music. I'm sorry, I just read that.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
One of your other standing. So yeah, if you have like back row you haven't messed with, you can play her to get a little bit extra stock to hopefully play your combos off.
So could you tap both of your back row characters and do and
You can
double
you
it?
have to do one.
Damn.
It's because it's on play. It just says pick one. Once that effect resolves, it's no longer on play.
Yeah.
You'd have to play another one, but you'd still be able to do it.
So you can't do it twice off the same card.
It's really weird, nah. And then the last one that I personally chose was number 23, favorite school idol, Ruby. If you have another character with Dia in its name, this gains 1500 power. It reminded me of the level 1 Asuna in the second extra booster.
With Kirito.
No, not with Kirito.
Yuki.
If there was another Yuki or a Sleeping Knights, it got 1500. And she's a base 45, so she comes out as a 6K costless level 1. So if you have any other Dias that like give an assist or whatever in back row, granted the Dias are blue, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
I'm looking through the blue cards.
Are you cool?
Just giving it a little bit. Because you brought up a good point with the Dia part.
Well, I mean, we'll mention that in another podcast. So, I mean, you still look through it later, but we'll mention that in the third podcast because I'm going to go in order here with first year, second year, third year. The second year is being all red. So, yeah. Which I thought some interesting little combos for that at red as well. So I'll tell you about that when that comes along. But yeah, so I ain't going to do too terribly big of a thing. Did y'all have any other announcements y'all wanted to mention? Because that's basically it, unless there was anything else for the yellow cards that y'all wanted to talk about.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but Gods of Weiss Schwarz, Monogatari Season 2.
Oh my God, Matt. I'm going to be the one to say it. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, at least give us Abyssals. They're already out. They're lost somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Please let them make it to America eventually. Please.
I'm liking what he's saying, but at the same time, I'm very worried. Are you feeling okay? Are you like...
No. I don't really like Kontai. It's a good set.
If Moroku said it, we'd have to worry.
But look at the Abyssals and tell me that they aren't screaming to have a deck made out of them. They look awesome, okay?
They look beautiful, yes. Personally, but it's whatever. I mean, it may not be like the best deck, but it looks really... I love how the art looks for the Abyssals. Anyway, that's a side thing. There are plenty of other cards that you can look through. There's like 2 different events that I didn't really see as being that useful.
Yeah, I was just looking at those.
You're fine.
Little demon summoning.
Little demon summoning. I thought that was funny. At first I thought, well, maybe that actually has something to do with giving all your characters the little demon trait, but it actually didn't.
You have no other characters to go.
Seems like it should,
You cannot
though.
play this from...
But yeah. That's it for the yellow for the most part, unless y'all find something else.
I'm just trying to understand.
Trying to understand
Why this is...
the little demon summoning?
Yeah.
It's like a salvage. It's really weird.
Well, if that's the case, then can't you? Yeah, you could use this with the. Oh no, you have to use that specific one. Never mind. You have to use that specific one.
You have to use it pulls out a specific one for 3 cost.
Yeah.
But
They cost too much.
No, it's the one I was talking about. The one with the you discard 2 and reverse your opponent.
Oh.
It pulls out that.
It pulls out number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
It pulls that out of your waiting room.
At level 1.
Yes.
For 3 cost, but I mean, if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I guess that if you've also like triggered a couple climaxes early on, that helps you dig out that.
Yeah.
But the fact that does help that specific level, that specific card that I thought was fairly interesting, and if you're able to maintain a decent bit of hand advantage, it's useful. Considering there was a couple level 0s that where you were able to pay stock, just search and search and search, you'd have extra stuff.
Indeed.
And the other event's just the 35 backup. That's all it is.
Oh, it's like,
and you can give it.
It's like Smile push-ups.
Yes.
It's a 3,500 level 1 backup, but it's an event backup. So if you needed to, you can play that on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Plus 35 for that?
Yeah.
Here's another one that gets 4K.
Oh yeah, that's out of the Reds. The Reds. We'll actually talk about that probably next time as well. But
you said Waifu Wars had a question.
Yes, wanted to know. Waifu Wars wanted to know how your PS4 streaming setup went.
Okay, well.
Did you want to mention that on here, or did you just want to message him?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I can message him too, but in case anyone else was wondering.
In case anyone else is wondering how you do streaming, Joe does streaming on PS4. I'll put a link in his YouTube gaming. Shameless plug.
I didn't even try this time.
I know, right? I'll put a link in there just because figure we're talking about it. I'll put a link for his YouTube gaming streaming thing. But yeah, he wanted to know how your setup was.
Okay, so what I found out is that PS4, if you keep up with technology somewhat, you've heard somewhere or you've seen that PS4 comes with streaming capability inside of it. You can go to Dailymotion, YouTube, or Twitch. I don't know who the hell uses
Dailymotion.
Exactly, I don't know who uses it. It's a really weird place I don't want to talk about. But you can stream on those 3. And you can save video clips and stuff like that from what you saw. It's really weird. You can mess around with the PS4. But my setup and what I'm going to tell you what my current setup is and what I'm going to change it to pretty soon. My current setup is just a pair of like $90 headphones you plug into the PS4. Bam, done, plus internet because you need internet. The future setup that I found out messing around with the boomstick arms that we will soon be using is that I can get a condenser mic and have it close to me. And I can speak more clearly and not have like the behind me, like the
background noise.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I'm gonna have to do is put the boomstick arm clamped on the back of the TV, like on the back part of the TV, not on the actual TV, on like the TV placeholder, like
the TV stand.
Table. Let's go with that table, because it's weird. But have that over the TV and the mic in my face. It's really simple.
So currently it's just headphones, but eventually you're gonna be able to set up a microphone.
Yes, I'm gonna have a USB microphone into the.
Cool. That's
I'm sorry,
simplistic and it's really cool.
I'm just seeing a lot of duct tape in this equation.
Oh, there's actually not. I did this before. I just got to get a better boom arm than what we got because for mine I have to like bend and rotate, and I couldn't really do it with the. But what we needed for it's perfect.
Well, that's just where you yourself contort your body and let the viewers see how fabulous you look.
Hang yourself from the ceiling with duct tape.
Going all JoJo and everything.
But it's a pretty simple setup. It doesn't take much for a PS4. But if you were to do what spoilers, guess what? Beginning of the year, you're gonna have PS3, PS2, and PS1 gameplay.
Oh yeah.
For that, you're gonna need a separate microphone stand because you're gonna need a capture card as well.
Oh, okay.
Because there's
PS4 has built-in capture card.
Yes. Meanwhile, PS3 obviously 2-in-1 don't.
I'm surprised PS3 didn't, but
it was kind of ahead of the thing. Like capture, it was probably talked about halfway through, like the lifespan of the PS3 when they were still popular, because now it's all about the PS4. But the capture card I got allows me to capture PS3 2-in-1. I just needed special AV cables, which I have on my Amazon wish list, which if you guys want to buy, cough.
More shameless plugs, I swear.
But I'm gonna have everything ready to go and upload my first video of the new year on January 1st. And I will tell it here first, it will be a Brutal Legend playthrough. Jack Black's video game.
Random Nico Nee.
But here, you heard it here, folks. Joe Schmmo is going to do Brutal Legend on January 1st.
Sorry. Just kidding. No, I'm picking on you.
But, yeah, there you go.
Love you, Kyle Coon.
There you go. That's the setup.
Anyway.
Exclamation.
Okay, cool. If you had any other questions, Ben Lee just messaged me or messaged Kyle. I'll send you like his Facebook info or whatever. But yeah, man. Anywho, we will go ahead and bounce off for now. Thank y'all very much for listening. Please give a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions for us or any other questions pertaining to the set or whatever, please message, please comment, please ask.
Or anything you'd want us to actually talk about.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing I wanted to kind of throw out there. One, we're also trying to set up the whole the subscriber giveaway thing, courtesy of Earl Grey from Tier 1 TCG. We'll get that set up at some point anyway. But we are also basically just kind of taking, if anyone wants us to talk about particular stuff or has an interesting topic that they feel should be discussed, please let us know. Please comment about it, whatever, it's all good. Okay, that looks awesome. Anywho, yeah, I know. We'll sign off for now. Y'all take care and have an awesome day. This is Kool-Aid.
And this is Joe.
Mad Brower.
8 Ball.
Peace out for now.